Hey, Teresa, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you.
That was what I saw on the website.
Yeah, but that's not the ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting changed that. Pretty wide margin.
Those people there.
I don't think I don't know why they have to recount. Something got messed up.
What are we talking about?
Election
City council.
for city council.
So Brian's in for.
We think, yeah, I don't think recount is that.
Yeah. You're re-upping.
Re-upping, yeah. 4 years and that's it, I'm done.
Sail off. I've heard that said before. I've said that before.
Few things I wanna get done, and then get our new interchange in, get the gun range and the motor trot. UVU.
Then there will be something, then there will be something else.
Just a few things.
It doesn't work on me. I don't know why. That's because they're annoying. I told Brian, I said every time I come in here, it's different, like it never wants to hook up the same way. So I just stick with what I know.
Hello.
Hey, Mark, thank you for that name fix for Rhonda. Oh,
Mark.
nope, not yet.
Jim.
That was Jim. Oh, what's this? Is that your screen? Oh. There we go.
Will the sound work? Teresa, does the sound work?
It said you could hear us earlier.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great, thanks. I didn't figure out how to share stuff up there, huh? How do I share it up there? It doesn't do any good to share it up there. Oh. Is there a way to plug this in?
We could try. Last time I tried, it didn't work.
I can, I'll get it.
Why not have the right connection? So, I'll look on my computer. I don't think it's inside of what the C for the connection.
Yeah. I'll just jump onto the Zoom again.
No.
Sorry, we didn't have a meeting again.
That's okay.
Nobody's calling me to bug me for one either, so.
All right.
Hey, if we are gonna do a tour at your facility, I get them to breakfast club. Is it better to do a lunch club or a breakfast club? Early tour or midday tour, what's better for you?
Midday is probably better.
Is that
More, I mean, they're 24/7.
Yeah.
People there. Some other department and stuff, this certainly.
So could we maybe bring lunch or something and do done like that? I mean, how long were the tours going? Yeah. The walkthrough. Alright, so we need at least an hour and a half, but this is like crap. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you at a month or. Maybe February, March.
February, probably good.
Yeah, okay. Let's see about making that happen.
Ben, when do they think the high school will be finished?
We're opening, which one? We have three going. We open one in 24, one in 25, and one in 26.
One in 25.
So we don't think we know when.
Okay.
25.
They're gonna be in there whether it's done or not, right?
What'll be done? We're gonna schedule.
Sounds like you got another nice working day today.
I don't care if it's not nice or not, I'm not doing that. They're working every day, whether it's raining or snowing or hot.
Probably, penalties if they don't finish on time, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll probably have.
Are they all the same design? They're all the same design, right? That third one, same contractor, he paid for them.
The third one is a different contract.
Oh. Okay, let's get started. Welcome everybody here. December, can you believe it? Another year's almost gone. So has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Sure.
Okay, Martin makes the motion,
A second.
Lynn seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so. Want to give everybody a thanks for this huge gift for all the time you guys give out.
All right.
Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
These socks.
Yeah. Who produced this stuff? Those are beautiful.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Payson, Dad, and Dave, you have to come get yours, I guess.
What am I missing?
Socks. There's camera.
I can't see my screen's got tiny view. Let me change maybe I can get a bigger view of your window because right now it's this tiny little thing.
I've got a tiny view too.
Okay. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody, and this next year, I think it's gonna be a fantastic year for this committee and for Payson. We're gonna have lots of things going on, but we have some challenges too. It's all about the money, right, Robert? Okay, so we talked about changing this meeting. Seems like sometimes in the morning, on a Wednesday morning, it's hard to get people here, so we talked about going to the second Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30. So we're gonna start that in January.
In the morning.
In the evening.
Okay.
You'd probably be here at 5:30 in the morning. The rest of them would stay, so. Okay. Think that'll work for everybody?
Sure. I think that'll work for me.
Never work?
Oh, I've got more than
On Wednesday, every Wednesday.
second.
Oh,
And I have,
well, that starts at 7. 6:30.
I set up this.
I'll set up. So we want to change that then?
You'll never just leave word here, you'll never get everybody that can come.
We go to a Tuesday. Does that make any difference to anybody if we went to a Tuesday?
That might actually work better for me, actually.
Okay. Let's do a Tuesday, the second Tuesday. Okay. golf event. We have a date set. So that's gonna be October 2nd. Look, we ought to really start planning now. Think about people that, I'd like each one on the committee to think a couple of businesses to invite that might have an opportunity to come to Payson. Maybe Larry, maybe you could expound about on that a little bit, what we're trying to do.
It's the same as we talked about last month. I mean, the purpose of the event is to kind of introduce and make potential businesses aware of Payson, what Payson has to offer. Maybe a little social event for them. If they're teetering on coming, then that might be one of the things that puts them over the hump to decide to come to Payson.
Okay, so yeah, if you can start thinking people, let them know now this event's coming up, and we can start inviting them, let them know.
What's the date?
October 2nd, Wednesday. And it
Oh,
actually,
is that first Wednesday? Is that what it is?
no, sometimes it was the end of the month, and then we changed it last year, trying to avoid the Utah Tourism Conference, and they changed theirs to that week. And then Utah One Summit came up. But Utah One Summit next week, we found that out, tourism week before. So hopefully.
We always time it when the color changes at its very best.
Yeah, that's
Perfect plan for that.
I like that.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is the retreat.
Is that picture you've got up there where the tree is gonna be?
Yeah, yes, Hawaii,
Just to the left.
it's in our budget. I can't find it. Everything's kind of weird. Well, so some of you got on Google Docs or Doodle, I guess I sent out. And it looks like the best date would be the February. February 24th, Saturday, February 24th. I know some of you that got on there, there's a couple said they couldn't do that date. I think Mark, you're one of those. I think maybe 9 to 12, it seemed like. Robert, that works for you, right? Okay. I don't think we'll get the county commissioner here on that day. He could do the early in the month. So let's plan on 9 to 12 for the retreat. What we want to do is make this like worth our time. It's gonna be very concise, probably even have time limit of things, have a good discussion. But if you're putting together a retreat, what are the things you'd like to discuss at a retreat? Think about the economic development for Payson. And everybody.
All right, I got to take my hand in. He's doing great. Yeah, man. Is he in the bush? What do we think we're doing? Four down, lady. You typically do like a SWOT analysis or something like that, consider that beforehand, that kind of draws in a lot of things that you want to talk about, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. That might be helpful to kind of start on beforehand, just to make sure we know what we will be discussing and we get some feedback on that.
Yeah, I do plan on sending out some assignments, here's the things to look at and try to get some feedback. We have done this, when we started an economic, plan about 3 years ago, we did do a SWOT analysis, review all that, send some stuff out we have and kind of review it, get everything back up to date. But that would be good. Any other thing, Lynn, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, and I think we need to get aligned with what we're trying to accomplish and we're moving, because as the council changes and stuff like that, we're trying to go one way and they're trying to go a different way, which, you know, you're coming in, so you can tell, but we need to get aligned. We're working together.
So, and I don't know, since it's not their meeting, I think maybe we could invite the council. If it's not their meeting, can they be invited to a meeting and I'll be in attendance or not?
Even if it was just you delivering the message or whoever, or a couple of you. So we knew.
Well, if you have more than 2,
Right.
then you just have to notice it. But you might consider, I mean, I know that Dave's trying to put together a retreat for the council. You might consider doing your retreat after that to really understand what their super movie
Yeah, can you just imagine Dave sending anybody to Hawaii?
Any idea
This
when
is
that?
as close as we get.
Any idea when that is gonna happen?
Probably around the same time. But
Yeah, Todd.
oh,
This is David.
Just a second, David.
I would-
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, David.
I would suggest going ahead and I would do it after the council. I think it would be more effective to do that. And I think in the council, just if you could just with the council's retreat, just review the strategic plan that we did before, just from a high level, not in detail, but just from a high level, and maybe just kind of gather some feedback on that. Because I think in my mind, the purpose of the retreat is to finalize that strategic plan that we've gotten close, but we've really never kind of put the polishing touches on it. And in my mind, it would be just trying to nail that down, because that's really the driver for what we do as a committee on there. But I do think it would be good to get some feedback from the council, ahead of time on that, just to kind of guide and give a bit of direction.
That sounds great. Yeah, Todd?
I was just, I've been absent for a while, so I apologize for that, but this re-entry opportunity going into 2024. So if I've missed some things, I'll apologize up front, but for me, this committee's been together for about 3 years.
Oh, about 7.
Well, I've been involved for 5 years. So the idea is that, I think we sometimes whitewash the success because we're just always working on things that we have to do. So I think having some historical understanding of the progress that's been made can be really helpful, but also in relation to the things that we know you've had on our list that just we haven't been able to get to, and maybe that helps us to really point out, are those things still important, or we need to really press harder to make sure that those things get done.
Right. And maybe some strategy of how we can get them done.
Yeah, and I know that's part of the strategic plan, ideally. But there's been a lot of growth here. It's been pretty amazing. I think that should be recognized in a way that helps us inform even more what's going on going forward.
Right. If you send a strategic plan overview ahead of time, then maybe each committee can kind of determine how or what we do and align itself with that strategic plan. How does it help that strategic plan on?
Well, and then the committees could also have input to how, if we wanted to update or change some of those things by what the committees. Robert, do we have anything that, I know there's lots of things you do on your phone now, that do little surveys and they all pop up and show how people's ideas. Do we have anything in the city that can do that, or, in a meeting setting?
We don't currently. There's some really good options that aren't very expensive. Menti is one. Like if you wanted to have like real-time results, is that what you're talking about? That's probably the one that is implemented either.
Does anybody use anything like that? No, I've been to a lot of stuff like it where you
Sounds as good as anything. I usually use Survey Monkey, but that sounds. I mean, are you talking about surveying?
right in real time in this group in our retreat. Good. Another thing we can look at is we actually have a budget for economic development plus the golf money we've saved up. Probably maybe close to $30,000 in there. We ought to be looking at how we could effectively use that money for economic development. That might be good.
We've got any kind of a virtual presentation that you can send out to potential businesses that might come here.
So we do have the video that we did, the 4-minute video. Have you seen that?
I have them.
Okay, I'll send that out to you, but it's a really good video. So I can send that out to everybody. But as far as anything else, we don't have anything else like that. I know that this can come on our retreat, but we've got to get our website. There's really nothing in it. That's got to be one of our priorities. Get our economic development website up and running. However we need to.
Might be a way to reinvest some of that $30,000.
Yeah. Anything else about the retreat? I'm gonna try to do really good and send out some assignments, make sure that we're not gonna be just sit down and kind of gab and rehash things. We're gonna make some real progress, not be wasting time.
Are you planning on doing that here or?
I haven't decided where. We'll have some breakfast too, so. Be nice to find a place, but having screens and everything might be good here, so.
Are we gonna confirm the 24th, or you wanna wait?
Let's wait. We'll wait. I'll talk to Dave.
I mean, it still might work. but-
Right. Put it for the 24th tentatively.
Yeah.
Dave, you're online.
Hello,
Yeah, Dave, how are you doing?
good,
How's the pain?
better.
Okay. So, I have on the agenda here is, Christmas gifts. Did you want this committee to try to go out to the ones that they're assigned to are we doing Christmas gifts or not, or what are you planning there?
Yeah, we're doing those cherry things again. I think the mayor ordered them. I can't remember when they're available to pick up, but yeah, I think it'd be great to have everybody help out a little.
Yeah, they've been ordered. Chet hasn't told me when they'll be available, but they've been ordered.
So is everybody willing to, I think everybody has 1 or 2 assignments, just go out and I can send out the list again. If you just come pick it up here, so we don't have to take them out to everybody, but just plan on the next few weeks. Once they're in, we'll let people know and I'll send out the list who you're assigned to.
Yeah, we can reach out.
Yeah, Dave?
I was just gonna say, we can reach out to Chad today and see if we can get it. I mean, it'd be nice to get it soon.
Yeah, it would be.
Do we have something alternative for Chad? I've been the one that's normally delivered to him, and we've done something different for Chad. Do we have a plan there for that?
Not yet, but we'll figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah, we did something different last year, so we'll do the same.
Okay.
I hear we have some really nice puzzles.
Yeah.
There we go.
In it. Okay, did anybody have a chance to visit a business they were assigned to last month or so in report? Okay. So Mayor, Dave, or Robert, anybody want to give us a report on the historic downtown? about the bid and everything?
Well, I'll jump in and say, we went out to bid, we received one submittal. It was actually a little bit less, and then I know that Dave's gonna be talking to the council about that tonight. So hopefully, if we were to award that, that means obviously more than what the council has already allotted for that amount, so they're gonna have to grapple with that. But if we were to award it, I think the timeline, preparations start in February.
And to go along with that, or Mayor Dave, do you have anything to add on that?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh, go
it's,
ahead, Dave.
with the money we have, we could probably get the third south. That's about as far as we can get. But yeah, we're gonna come with a couple of suggestions and but yeah, we need to award that so we can get it going.
Okay.
If anybody has a spare $5 million, let us know.
Is that from the light south?
Take that. Right. Let me.
The limit's $10,000, I think, that's all.
Is that where it would start from the light?
From-
South or from? the
Yes,
south?
it would go from SR 198 to third south.
Another thing to do with downtown, so we got a grant from Main Street program for $13,000. So we'll be able to use that to hire somebody to kind of help go through the process while people, to help the businesses work with the contractor and the city to keep that open. Also work with their people to here too for the downtown. You have to have a business inventory and a building inventory. So if anybody knows anybody, we're gonna put out something, you know, that be a contract employee, not an employee, but contract. If anybody knows anybody that's looking for some part-time work, that'd be a good person to self-starter, let us know. Because we have that money available now, like to start. Okay, committee reports and assignments. I'm gonna start with Mark because I knew he's doing such a great job. Killing it. So,
I don't know about killing it, but it's a slow and go process, but it's been an interesting one. We've been, as you recall, with the education committee, we've been working with UBU and MTech and ALC to align ourselves with the businesses and become a resource for them. Each one of those groups has their own way of coordinating with businesses, but none of them have really coordinated together. And that's what we're hoping to do, is coordinate them together and put it on one document that we can share with businesses. We're hoping to talk about it, take a little time at the chamber meeting on the 12th. I don't know if Lorraine's thought to get out that, Jim. Okay. And get some feedback from them there. I think we kind of understand what they're looking for, and we're hoping to get more feedback. Obviously, businesses are looking for relationships with students for a couple of reasons. One is an internship where they can hopefully groom someone to come in and be a part of the business, kind of like what we do at Revere Health. We have MAs who are externs who come in, and we get an idea of how well they work as an extern. If they work pretty well, then when we have an opening, we usually hire them. So that's the same idea of businesses, or the other thought is a special project. And we talked about this last time, that the businesses have something in mind that they need help with, then hopefully we can get them to the right students who are interested in being able to help them with that. So what we've got going is we're working with the ALC, and they've got a student there who's been helpful in sitting down with us as a committee and getting kind of our thoughts and ideas of kind of one-page document that'll, you know, have a one contact phone number for UVU, MTech, and ALC for them to contact it, and perhaps like a QR code that if they want to look a little deeper into it and see what's available, they can on their websites. For example, MTech has a whole bunch of different student opportunities and different specialties that they can look at and say, you know, marketing, is that what I need? And who's the professor over that, or who's the instructor over that I can contact directly and talk to them about maybe an opportunity, so. Did I miss anything on that?
Well, I think you did great. Yeah, it's been a very, very good committee, very active. So it just helps feed things back to them when we do our retreat, we do our strategic plan, we take from this committee and select on that into our strategic plan.
Well, and the hope is we get a document that we can present here and elsewhere, maybe we could post it on the economic development webpage on the city and be another resource that way as well. And maybe coordinate that. I know Ryan, you talked a little bit about some of the
Business Resource Center.
as the resource center, yeah, for Payson City, and they could help us actively push out that kind of resource to businesses in Payson as well as ourselves, and letting them know, hey, there are lots of resources, lots of students who want opportunities, and marry those interests up with the students.
Great, thanks for that report. Let me see, golf event, I think we'll start having a meeting here in January, get that going again. We did have one at the end of the day. City plan, we haven't met, that's my fault. Need to work on that. Jim, how about your committee business retention?
Yeah, we haven't done anything this month either. I did have Auto Works, our care, Sean Martin called and asked if there was anything going on where businesses could get together and talk about what's happening in the community. So there's at least one interested party out there that wants to get together. I told them we were planning on doing that, so.
So what
I think
you
that's
mean?
still a pretty good idea to gather those businesses like we talked about, to just kind of interview them and see what their needs are, what they feel like we could do as an economic development.
So while I'm thinking that, Mayor.
Yes.
What do you think about doing some kind of economic development presentation for anybody in the city that's interested in it, that what we've accomplished and what we're looking forward to, and we
Question
can
and
invite
answer.
businesses and questions and answers and work with the chamber on that.
Yeah, what format would that be, and what would we do it in person, or just have some written explanations, or how would we do that?
Like a PowerPoint, just like in the city center here, and do a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I think that'd be good to show
Yeah.
people what we're trying to accomplish.
And maybe we could do it after our retreat and after the council's retreat sometime in March, something like that.
And
Yeah.
we talked about just the connection that
Right.
people can talk to each other. I mean, be the facilitator for that.
Okay, so maybe your committee can work on something like that.
So you want to kind of pencil in March?
I think so.
Okay.
You get past the retreats and everything.
Yeah.
Before you get summer going, so.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, we still owe Robert or Dave some questions to see if we can do a survey. Latest some ideas, we can try to get that out in January, maybe. Kind of get a feel for what businesses have to say prior to all the retreats and
You do that through like Survey Monkey or.
whatever. I think then show the means to survey, send a survey out, what you've done.
We contracted with someone for a survey.
Yeah, it's not cheap. So.
Yeah.
I think it's
Survey Monkey.
citywide.
Survey Monkey for this. Yeah.
We talked about the downtown, the business recruitment. We have a meeting every Wednesday, this group. Maybe, Mayor and Dave, maybe we can tell about a few things that we're working on that we can share in public. And you want to start, Dave or Mayor?
Go ahead, Dave, if you can. What we're just kind of working alongside with you. Have you got any suggestions? I'm drawing a blank here.
Oh, I can start and then might maybe jog your memory a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So with the hotel, it's gonna be Fairfield Marriott, it's gonna be 79 beds. And have you seen that come in yet? He told me a couple of weeks ago he's gonna give it to bring it in to start getting approvals for that.
Last time I talked to Gary Patel, he said that they were still working on the engineering and they had to send it to the Marriott people first, and then they were going to bring it to the city.
So I was kind of worried that with interest rates and everything else, that might slow down, but he's full steam ahead. So that's gonna happen here.
Any kind of ETA?
Yeah, he said in 2 years, I think it's 2 years now.
So 26 from.
Yeah. With the gun range, still working on that slowly. We've been trying to get the BLM to send, there's grazing rights out there and they have to give a notice 2 years ahead of time. And we've been working on that for a year and a half. And they finally sent it out last week. So there's a 2-year window for the grazing rights to be terminated. The CMP is putting out their getting the appraisal done, so they'll know. That's a big thing, is know how much it's gonna cost them to buy that land. We should know that in a couple of months. That's kind of, Greg Raines is the CEO. He's coming out here in January to do a presentation for an outdoor recreation grant. Also, he's gonna come meet with the city and some other people. So that's still moving forward slowly, but it hasn't died. So that's the big thing. The other thing is the motocross. They were joint applications of doing a motocross out there and the gun range, but they split those now to be on split them. So we're still working through the gun range. We have a little bit of challenges there because there is lead contamination out there. So we're just working through that right now. I think that we just got to make sure that the city and the city council is committed to that project. I think it'd be fantastic to go along with our home to adventure and get that gun range and that motocross. And Rocky Mountain ATV really would like to have that happen. They can bring events in, and I think it'd be really good for the city, and it'd be good for Wasatch Front to have a place close that people can ride ATVs and stuff.
You know, another integral part of that is, you know, and you mentioned Rocky Mountain ATV, but Dan Thomas has personally said that he would contribute to financially. So I think there's a lot of good reasons to keep moving forward with that.
We have 2 restaurants.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
you had mentioned that ATV was building a facility in Kentucky or something, and is that still happening, or is that going to affect
CMP.
they do here?
They're building an indoor one in Missouri. That's not gonna affect anything because actually they're kind of happy just going a little slow because they're gonna get that one done.
So it's not gonna affect us here.
Shouldn't affect it at all. Do have a couple of mid-tier restaurants looking at Payson on 8th South. Their problem is they can't find land that they want. So we did talk to the fruit grower, Payson fruit growers, about maybe selling the front of their land. That'd be an ideal spot, but they don't want to do that. So we're just keep looking, and Jimmy John's is still looking. We've had a couple places that we looked at. They got snatched up really fast. So they said that they came to golf and they want to come there. Looking for that. See what else? Anything else? I didn't put anything on closed session. If I could have told you another thing that's going on, we had a closed session, but we don't have it on the agenda, so we can't do that. Next time I'll put it on the agenda. So it's something exciting being worked on.
So if we're having trouble finding land for a couple of interested parties, then how do we solve anybody's issues or find anybody? Can't find them land.
Yeah, it's gotta be a challenge because, we had another place that wanted to come, one freeway frontage. For a year and a half, they couldn't find anything. I think the biggest thing is when we get that new interchange, it's gonna open up a lot of opportunities. Now, some of that's where it's gonna have to happen because there aren't a lot of options right now along the freeway and freeway frontage.
Well, it's not necessarily about just getting land, it's getting land where they want it.
And for the price that they wanted, right? I mean,
Let's not go there.
right, but that's a huge part of this, like, there's quite a bit of available land if you travel along the south, right? It's just coming to terms with how much that land.
And nobody wants, right now, still nobody wants to go on the, west side of the interstate. You got 10 acres there, or 12 acres.
Are we on it?
No, but it's available, but nobody wants to go there. So. We have been trying to get, Smith Stillworks to come to Payson, but going back, we found some property for them. But it comes back to one, it was a church property and they decided they didn't want to sell it. And then we had a couple other options, then it came down to price, so. So we just keep working away and trying to get it to work.
Well, that land by the new interstate's gonna explode, and that's gonna be a hot place for a lot of, especially if EDB comes in as well.
Yeah.
In that area, that's gonna explode.
Well, you got front runner, you're at end of line, so you're gonna have all the people coming in that want to use front runner. And the line is gonna be a big deal, I think. You know, a lot of people coming in because of that. That's just your local community. So yes, and maybe Robert, maybe you give them an update kind of where we are with some studies that we're doing the Main Street and the POD.
Yeah, so I think, the front runner station one is going really well. We've, our consultants actually kind of have a preliminary plan of where that station would be and, land uses that would surround it. That would probably be one of the most dense parts of our whole city, obviously for good reason. Bringing a lot of people. As the Nebo Beltway would continue east, we would anticipate that area would fill in with some. We would probably target that area for regional retail and provide spaces for, you know, big boxes and things like that to really support that, along with kind of medium density residential to support all of that out there. And that would run from the freeway to Arrowhead Trail and then to Highway 198. Like I said, that's probably going to be a huge part of our development in the future. And then we're working with a consultant to kind of focus on our North Main Street corridor, on how we keep our small town feel, but make sure that we have a way for that area of like the old Flying J site and all of that property along there. There's actually quite a bit of land in that area that's available, and how that should develop properly. Access is probably the most important part. So they're looking at how we could open that up with the new freeway interchange, kind of rerouting things to make sure that all of those properties could be opened up and more available for economic development.
Is the freeway interchange of Main Street gonna remain?
For the time being.
When the new interchange is up, that one's gonna close.
When the new one, when it's all fully built, that will be it will be braided through there, but you won't actually be getting on the freeway at that.
It'll be kind of like Spanish Fork where you get off one place to go down to the main.
Yeah.
Great.
Maybe I could interject, that road that was being built by the county going out to Benjamin, Spanish Fork interchange. They'll be opening that road on the, I believe, on the 14th, maybe the 15th for general traffic, but there'll be a ribbon cutting ceremony on the 14th.
That's the Mount Loafer Parkway.
Where's that go to?
Yeah, that's the right. That's the one, Mount Loafer.
Goes right to the road and goes Delbridge.
Yeah, I mean, where's it go the other
east of Rivera, that,
Yeah,
there,
east
or
of
west
Rivera.
of Rivera.
Straight across.
So, I mean, if you think about it, in the future, there's gonna be a major arterial road that's going from Elk Ridge north to 8,000, and then there'll be a major arterial that's coming from Payson, and then into the new interchange, and so that what is currently a swamp area is going to be a huge.
So another thing go along with that, there's a group that's buying like 400 acres just north of between that, the church property and the Benjamin exit. So if you look at that and the church property, there's about 1,400 acres there. And they talk about the point of the mountain, that's up 600 or 700 acres, how great that's gonna be. And then the vineyard, the city or whatever, that's 800 acres. And we're gonna have like 1,400 acres. So we just need to plan it right. Another thing too is a little bit of a challenge because Home Depot is looking right now, but the church isn't quite ready to do anything. So Home Depot builds close to that in Spanish Fork, then you got Home Depot and Lowe's that aren't going to build that close. So it's a real challenge not to try to build it, keep those in line because once they're gone, they're gone. You aren't going to get a Costco there. You aren't going to get a Lowe's or Home Depot. And so where you start building out of it, those already taken. So that's a little bit of a challenge there. Another thing that we have going on is, I don't know how many have been to True Religion, the place to eat. You ought to go sometime. Best breakfast place in Utah. Anyway, the gentleman has been down with our building downtown. He likes everything. He likes the building. He wants to build in Salt Lake. He's supposed to do some other things, but he said it's like his second choice. So we might have something going there, but yeah,
Just take over that whole building and avoid our other plans.
So if that would come, that'd be a big deal. It's very well done.
Brian, I just had a kind of a nice surprise. I'm one of the members of my ward, lady came up to me Sunday and said she's first cousins with him and she's had extensive talks with him about it. She's very excited that he might locate here, so she's going to be working on him as well.
Oh, great. Good to know people.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think that's kind of, any questions, any other questions, maybe some things that are going on in Payson?
Okay, nothing new in the pit.
Nothing new in the pit. I know they have been talking to Home Depot again. I've been trying to get them to set up a meeting with the city to. One of the challenges with the pit is there's two entities that own it. It's not just Woodbury, called Black Hawk, the other owner. And they're kind of having a little bit of disagreement on how to sell things, what price, and stuff like that. So they're trying to resolve that and set a certain price for each parcel. And then once that's set, they can just go ahead and get them sold. So, but that's kind of the thing. I mean, if we want,
nobody's interested, the businesses you talk to aren't interested at all.
well, a lot of them don't want to go in the pit. If we wanted to do it, high density housing, that'd be sold and built by now. If we wanted to do that, and we didn't tell them no, but there might be an opportunity because to give incentives, you have to have a component now of like retail, like component of housing. So there might be, if we really got the right thing up there, we might be able to help with incentives and then maybe have some housing right against it, where it's steep there with the house back behind it. So there might be some options to that. But just keep plugging away at it. So.
And Brian, I can share what happened with our downtown small business Saturday.
Oh, yeah, please.
A great event. We put 14 booths into the city-owned building, decorated up nice, had the businesses on Main Street kind of open their doors and invite the public down for that Saturday event. We estimate at least 500 people came through the booths in that building. Downtown was buzzing, snow flurries were falling. It was a true hallmark moment. We had food trucks out there and the vendors were super stoked with the number of people that came through. So really fun event. I think next year we're gonna kind of do something in conjunction with the city, maybe a tree lighting or a downtown party in the evening that same day, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we're very, very happy with all the businesses south of Utah Avenue. We're real busy. North of Utah Avenue, they didn't do as much to attract business, and the public didn't really go down there too much. Santa Claus was down at the DRA building, Wells Fargo. So they got a lot of traffic to Santa, but then they just zipped right back up.
And there's not a lot of businesses in there that are open, like you got
The furniture store was there.
you got a furniture store, but then you got photography, wouldn't do anything, you got
Yeah.
desert floor,
Well,
seagull, that wouldn't do anything, so there's not
Yeah,
a lot
not
in
of
there.
traffic.
So how many puzzles did you sell?
7.
7. All right.
Yes, sir.
Where's
Seven puzzles. Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Puzzle. You,
Yeah, Mayor.
you mentioned puzzles. I just delivered 30 more to, yeah, it's Alan Malk's, can't remember their business right now, Alan Malk, just a second, but anyhow, and then I delivered 10 more to Payson, Payson Market as well. Chubby's is, I delivered 30 to Chubby's and 10 to Payson Market.
I sold 16 this week, so.
Oh, nice. That's good. Did you sit out in front of Walmart or what did you do?
No, I haven't yet. It keeps snowing and you have to be outside
Today's the
there.
day to do it, man. 50 degrees, 56
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah.
So.
Anyway. Okay, what else we got here? I think we pretty much covered everything. Anybody have any other questions, ideas, Larry?
Well, I've been thinking a little bit,
That's dangerous.
I know it is. We have the golf tournament that kind of introduces the city, but there are other events that we could use to invite people to town. I think specifically Salmon Sup. I don't know if you recall, but that first time we had the governor give the Salmon Supper, the next week on his weekly broadcast, he highlighted Payson and told the state what a wonderful, what a great community activity it was. And so events like that we could use also to invite people in and showcase Payson. There's others as well. And we focus on the golf tournament, but there's others who, and a lot of the businesses could, as far as those chamber, but a lot of the businesses could work together to mutually benefit both businesses. And an example, I've used this before someplace, but two examples, excuse me. I was in Farmington, New Mexico one time to play golf, and driving down the street, and there's a tire shop, like Ron Gordon's tire shop, but it wouldn't have to be necessarily a tire shop, but it said play Pinion Hills on us. Pinion Hills is a nice golf course in Farmington, New Mexico. And it said play Pinion Hills on this. Being a golfer, okay, I'm gonna go in and play Pinion Hills on this tire shop. And went in there and it says, buy a set of tires from us and we'll pay for your round of golf at Pinion Hills. And if I would have needed a set of tires, I would have bought a set of tires from. Another example, and these are golf examples, but they could be used in a lot of, not just golf, a lot of different ways. I playing in Moab one time, and there's a little place where kind of backs up once in a while. There's a bench there, and it said, "Welcome to Moab. While you're here, stop in at Milt's hamburger shop for the best hamburger in town." Well, we happened to be playing morning and afternoon, and so we thought for lunch, well, let's go try Milt's hamburger shop. We went over there, and there were 16 of us in our group. We each one spent $10 or $12 for lunch at Milt's hamburger shop. there were probably 3 or 4 other groups just like us there. So for this bench that they sponsored at the golf course, I don't know how many days in a week that same thing happens, but there's probably an extra $300, $400, $500 to their bottom line because they put a bench at the Moab golf course. And this is a golf example, but different businesses could use each other to mutually benefit each other if they would get together, do some things like that.
Yeah, that's great. Maybe Jim, I just thought about this. So we thought your committee's business retention, but also maybe you could be also include how to help retail or businesses succeed or do.
Yeah, we work hard in trying to marry those businesses together and try to find those partners.
So maybe you could add that to what your committee does. So I think that's great because we want them, because that brings up sales tax. One of our things I look at all the time, what's our sales tax? Payson. That's where we get the money to run the city. So, and we've done really well the last 5 or 6 years. So, one maybe think a couple of things that I'm going to be doing. One I'm not going to be doing. The other, we can talk about this too as a group, is how to do it. But I do with EDC Utah. They're going down to the SHOT Show. I don't know if you ever heard the SHOT Show, but in Vegas, it's a huge gun archery whatever show. Anyway, they filmed a hitchhike with them and be able to go down to the SHOT Show, and their booth's right next to CMP, the gun range people. So I'm going to go around and try to recruit businesses to Payson for go along with the home to adventure and manufacturing that. Some of these businesses. Also, we do have a little budget for going to, and this is Jill's idea, is going to the big outdoor adventure thing they bring in. They do it once a year, or now they do it twice a year. They did the winter one, and it went to Denver for a few years. Anyway, it's huge. Outdoor retailers, and so we have money to do a booth for that. We can have a presence there. We're just trying to go back to our brand and making sure we keep that brand out there and capitalize on it. Just like Ogden did kind of the same thing. They went to the outdoor adventure type thing. I think the last I heard, they had like 70 businesses that focus around that. So if you focus on something, really work at it, it can happen.
So what Larry's saying, Adventure Day is certainly another event that we don't use to entice people. Those businesses that had booths last year, again, we're really happy. The crowd was really good. Of course, we launched Puzzle, the big crowd, so we got to find some attraction that's going to bring that public down to the park again. And those businesses, I think we really were very pleased with the crowd.
Oh, I did. Lee Adamson's over Explore Utah Valley. Every time I see him, he says, Payson does more than anybody in Utah County. He says, you guys are doing a great job down. It's always nice to hear somebody like that.
Are we the one that, the EDC, that we run the Adventure Day? Is that run through us?
That runs through us. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it goes through us.
It goes through Brian. Because that, again, that attraction to get launched, whatever we're gonna launch that day, we've had a great, launch Adventure Day, a home to adventure. Payson was a big event, the Puzzle was a big event, now we gotta come up with that.
Well, I have one. I just gotta figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because we have a 60,000 piece puzzle. I bought that's through Dowell, and he said he'd come. And I want to do a Guinness Book of Records, the fastest to put a 60,000 piece puzzle together. And you get all the students from UU and BYU, get them down here, have 60 tables. They're in 1,000 piece. So you have 60 tables and have, I think that could be a pretty big deal, but it costs $20,000 to get Guinness. Yeah, they have a group that helps put together advertising and all that stuff. But we'd have to start right away. I put in for a grant for it, but they're so slow, I'll never even know till
view the property. I mean, I put in the grant 3 months ago and so, who knows? Anyway. So if anybody wants to donate, I think that would be a really good draw.
Better deal than the 5 million you asked for earlier.
Yeah. Mayor, maybe you could tell us what you do for the salmon supper. I know it's mostly dignitaries, but how you've done that with the salmon supper. Drop off.
We have another meeting that starts at 9. so-
Okay.
That's a cool question.
Yeah.
And maybe just follow up afterwards. Has there been any conversations in council here or otherwise on the opinion on work at home jobs and trying to attract those types of positions?
Not that I know of.
Some of the companies, I have 2 clients right now that are going to be aggressive at, they're based in the Island or Farmington, but they're really serious about trying to coalesce positions in different locations throughout the state. I'm just curious. We should talk about it.
Good. Okay,
Right.
thanks everybody.
I didn't drop off. I couldn't get off of mute.
Oh.
Hey, you still want me to talk a little bit about salmon supper, what I do?
Yeah, I think we gotta get out of here. Robert has another meeting, so.
Okay, yeah.
One thing in January, we'll cancel that meeting. I'll not be here, so we'll do a short one in February on the second Tuesday, just to make sure we're ready for the retreat.
So no meeting then?
No meeting in January. Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, thanks.
Well, I could. It's just going to housing.
Thank you, Robert.
Interesting that, right here, housing unit. This just shows we have 49 single family and 46 multi-family. So look at that, Robert, we're below 50%. But 49 applications or this is building permit.